Hi there, I'm Lisa. I'm the owner of Lollipop Box Club, but today I'm going to be designing with some papers from papermaze.co.uk. These have been sent to me for free for me to design with. I have already done a video. I've used some of the bits and pieces already. I've done some home like DIY decor, some wall art, which I will link up below so you can have a look. But today I am scrapbooking. I will link up the papers below so you can go and take a look. It is the Kaisercraft collection and it's called Blessed. I absolutely love the colours. And I think this was one of the papers that actually sold the selection to me or made me want to order it. Really like this a lot. There's some really lovely colours, quite happy. It's just a really lovely collection to work with, and it's double-sided as well. So I've had this idea in mind. Like I said, I've used some of the bits already, so I've got a few little leftover bits and pieces. I have decided to make the frames the main feature. This is what excited me the most. I've cut out a couple of photos that fit quite nicely, and I'm going to do that. But to start with, I am going to use this leftover strip here on the page. I think I'm going to get a little bit of pink paint underneath, and then I'm going to get some watercolours on this paper and do a little bit of colouring in. I'm going to use some of this pretty pink Kaisercolour paint first. I do love these tubes of paint. They're really good and they're really inexpensive as well. I will also link those up for you so you can have a look. There we go, just spreading that across. And I'm going to dry that off now. So I've stuck that piece in place, and I'm now going to take my watercolours. Now the idea being is to kind of use the colours that appear in the papers and then expand onto the white cardstock like that, almost making a little bit of a feature of it. So that's my watercolours. As you can see, I haven't gone in the lines, I haven't gone really careful, but I've had lots of fun and I love the colours, and I'm going to dry that off now before I start adding the frames. Whilst that's drying, I'm going to cut out some of the frames. I'm going to use these two, and definitely this one, and I may actually use that one as well. Cutting out with a little bit of a border of the actual paper just to give it a little bit more colour. And also by doing that, you don't have to worry too much about keeping to the lines. It just makes it so much easier to cut out. I'm sticking my photo over that wording there, and I'm going to be doing the same on this one as well. lines around the outside. It's made me want to sew on the paper, so I am using a paper piercer, and I'm just going to go through, pierce a few holes and add a little bit of stitching. I'm really happy in the direction this is going, so everything's dry. I might actually add this little strip here that's left over, but you can see I've stitched around the frames. I've used a bluey colour on those, and then I've added some pink to this one as well, the quote there. So I'm going to pop those on there, and then I thought, where shall I add my journaling? And then I thought, well, because I've got all the boxes, I am going to use another box. So I'm going to use this one, and I've got some scrap card, and I've just using Word, I've printed that in there. I'm going to cut it out, stick it in, and add another stitched frame. So I finished off the journaling, and I've just stitched around there. I can see some sticky tape poking out over the top, and I'm going to pop that up there. I've added a little bit more watercolours as well around the outside. That's working really well. That didn't go very well, did it? There we go, that just about does it. I still feel like I need something. I'm going to grab a stencil, I think, and I'm going to use the red from my husband's t-shirt. We're going to have a few little red bits. I've decided to add a staple at the top. It's a green staple. And I've got this stencil here. I'll try and find that out as well. It's an older one. And I've also got some really old Dovecraft chalks. I'm going to use red. I just thought, actually, sometimes when you've got something that really sort of shows out on a page, just to bring in that colour a little bit more, just helps tie it in. So let's get some little red flowers. I'm doing this just half over, so it looks like it's just tucked behind. And we'll have a few little red daisies. So I've done this page about the train in Magic Kingdom. It's one of those things, I really like the photos, but there isn't really a story behind it. So I've just journaled about how much we really enjoy the train in Magic Kingdom. And that's it really. I've just, like I said, I've just done a little bit of journaling there. I just like the photos that we took whilst we were on the train. I always feel there's something about the train at Magic Kingdom. I just always feel really relaxed. I don't know if it's just because we're kind of like escaping the busyness of the park, and you're sat there and you're just taking a nice slow train ride. Always really reminds me of when the kids were little as well. I just really enjoy the train and just going around and seeing the park. You're sort of looking at the park, but you're away from it at the same time. I do really enjoy it, and it's something that we always try and do whilst we're there. Let's have another one up here. I've taken this strip after all. I've blobbed a few bits of glue on the back, and I'm going to add this along the bottom. I like that colour there, and I kind of feel I need something else. I'm not quite sure at this moment though. Sometimes I find that when you know you want something else on the layout, or you've come to a little bit of a standstill, it's best to walk away, do something, and come back with fresh eyes. So I've gone away, I've tidied up the kitchen, cleaned my paintbrushes, and come back, and I've decided to fussy cut some of these flowers and actually use them on the page. And then I think I'm just going to colour them as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I find that's a really good tip when you come to a little bit of a standstill. It always seems to work for me. So I fussy cut quite a few of these, and I'm just going to slide them underneath. I love like all the little leaves. Actually, let's pop that one down first. It's a really good way of using up scraps as well. And then I'm going to add some colour to them in just a moment. I really need to clean out my glue so I don't have to use a skewer. And I've got some more like little half flowers here as well. And I wonder by adding some colour to those if that will do the trick. I'm actually going to use this other watercolour set. The colours aren't quite so bright, so despite having just put the paints away, I'm getting them back out again. I fancy having a little bit more green. Let's get the leaves done. And I'm just going to do these really roughly. I've just added a pink centre to that flower and I really like that, so I'm actually going to go around and add the pink centres in the others as well. I quite like that. And before I call it a day, I'm just adding a little bit of green and then I'm done. I think it needed those extra touches. I like adding the watercolours. Once you've already done some, then they've dried. It's really fun. Almost adding another set of colours. And it's very therapeutic. I think I'm ready to call it a day now. And that is my layout. There we go. I realise I haven't got a title, but I think that kind of works as a title. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed this layout, watching it come together. It's a little bit of a bonus video today. I was just going to make it for the Paper Maze blog, as I've done quite a lot of filming lately, but actually I really wanted to do it on camera. I've had the bits and pieces laid out over my desk for a few days and I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I thought it would be a really fun one to share. So let me know if you've enjoyed this bonus video, and I hope you have. I will link up everything below, like I said. It's really grateful that Paper Maze have sent me these beautiful papers to play with. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye.